Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today my topic name is UV visible spectroscopy. Firstly, we discuss about introduction of UV visible spectroscopy, then nature of electronic transition, and then presentation spectra by using Beer-Lambert law, and then instrumentation, and last one is conclusion. Firstly, what is about introduction of UV visible spectroscopy? UV visible spectroscopy deals with the recording of the absorption of radiation in the ultraviolet and visible regions of the electromagnetic spectrum. The ultraviolet region extends from 10 to 400 nanometer. It is subdivided into near region and far region. Near ultraviolet region is also known as quad region, and its wavelength is 200 to 400 nanometer, and the far or vacuum ultraviolet region is 10 to 200 nanometer wavelength. The visible region extends from 400 to 800 nanometer. UV visible spectroscopy is an electronic spectroscopy excitation of ground state electrons to excited state by means of absorption of radiation. Organic chemists use UV visible spectroscopy mainly for detecting the distance and elucidating the nature of the conjugated multiple bond or aromatic rings. Look at this. This is the compound. When we pass light into the compound, absorption takes place. In this portion, we see in this portion, absorption takes place. This absorption shows by excitation of electrons from ground state to excited state, and the other part is light is out. Nature of electronic transition. As we know that UV visible spectroscopy is an electronic spectroscopy, excitation of ground state electrons to excited state by means of absorption of radiation. If electrons are strongly bonded, then radiation of greater energy and hence of shorter wavelength is required. It means that UV visible spectroscopy is useful where we can get excitation of electrons with low energy and longer wavelength. Since UV visible spectroscopy for saturated hydrocarbons involves excitation of sigma bond electrons to sigma star non-bonding electrons, which requires greater energy. Therefore, this technique is of limited use for the saturated or the structural study of these compounds. However, in all compounds other than alkanes, the electrons may undergo several possible transitions of different energies. Some of most important transitions are sigma to sigma star. This sigma to sigma star occurs in alkanes like that methane and ethane. Its wavelength is 122 nanometer and 135 nanometer for ethane. And this is a very strong one because its wavelength is shorter and its energy is so high. The next one is sigma to pi star or pi to pi star, pi to sigma star. These both are present in carbonyl compounds. Its wavelength is shorter than sigma, but it's stronger than pi to pi star. These are present in carbonyl compounds. Pi to pi star. These are present in alkenes, carbonyl compounds, alkynes, azo compounds, and so on. Those compounds that contains double or multiple bonds, these are present in these transitions. And the next one is N to sigma star. N to sigma star is present in some compounds. N to sigma star is present in some compounds like that oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and halo compounds. Its wavelength is longer than pi to pi star, but it's shorter than N to pi star. Its energy is more than N to pi star, and also present in sulfur and halo compounds. The last one is N to pi star. These are only present in carbonyl compounds, and its wavelength is so long and its energy is so short because energy and wavelength has inverse relation. The saturated aliphatic compounds, hydrocarbons like that alkanes exhibit only sigma to sigma star transitions, but Depending on the functional groups, the organic molecules may undergo several possible transitions, which can be placed in increasing order of their energies. Firstly, we n to pi star is less than pi to pi star is less than n to sigma. Uh, n to pi star is less than n to sigma star is less than pi to pi star is less than pi to sigma star, and the very stronger bond, that is sigma to sigma star. This means that this technique is especially useful as there is increase in unsaturation number of unshared electrons and aromaticity. The next one is presentation spectrum. The UV visible spectrum, often recorded as a plot of absorption versus wavelength. Look at this fig. The absorption occurs at this site and the wavelength at its side. Bell-Lambert law. After we discuss this law, we discuss about the graph that is present previous slide. The greater the number of molecules that absorb light, the greater the extent of absorption and higher the peak intensity in the absorption spectrum. If there are only a few molecules that absorb radiation, the total absorption of energy is less and consequently low intensity peak is observed. These make, on the basis of Beer-Lambert law, which states that the fraction of incident radiation absorbed is proportional to the number of absorbing molecules in its path. Mathematically, you can write as log I naught over I equal to epsilon bc, where I naught is intensity of incident light and the I is intensity of light transmission, and epsilon is absorptivity, B is path length, C is concentration. The ratio I naught over I, look in this expression, is transmittance, and the log of the inverse ratio I naught or I is known as absorbance, which is equal to epsilon bc. Instrumentation. The desired parameter in spectroscopy is absorbance, but visible spectroscopy. Thanks to what?